How's it going, everybody? It's Shay from Favorite Films here, and I am here to talk about the Avengers Age of Ultron, and I'm only 2 months late to review it. And the reason why I didn't review it initially is because, well, really, I didn't see the point. I don't know, everyone else reviewed it. I kind of had the same opinion. I felt like I had nothing new to say. So that's why you don't see as many reviews from me, because I feel like if I don't have anything new to say, then there's really no point in reviewing it. But lately I've been seeing a lot of mixed feelings about the movie. A lot of people love it, a lot of people are, kind of in the middle about it, and a lot of people just, love to slam this movie and rip it a new asshole. So, I don't know why I had to use that expression, but here are my thoughts on Avengers Age of Ultron, because I would love to add in my 2 cents and tell you guys what I think. I think you all know who stars in Avengers Age of Ultron. You all know what the story is, but in case you don't know what the story is, really it's about Tony Stark. He's kind of worried about where the world's going towards now because of the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D., which happened in Captain America the Winter Soldier. So he creates the Iron Legion and thinks, well, we need to take it a step further. We need to build, as he says in the trailer in the movie, a suit around the world. So what him and Bruce Banner, once again played by Mark Ruffalo, create is this thing called Ultron, and it's this AI whose sole purpose is to basically save the world. Thing is, he wants to save the world a little differently. Ultron's sole purpose, he believes, is to save the world, and he believes to save the world, he's got to wipe out humanity. So, the Avengers are called back into action, and we get a fun, action-packed movie, once again directed by Joss Whedon. Personally, I love this movie. I don't really understand a lot of the hate this movie gets, and I will explain why, well, right now. First of all, let's talk about the new addition to the movie. We'll talk about the villain, Ultron. A lot of people have said that, oh, he makes too many jokes, and oh, he is not serious, he's just a big joke, and he's a lame villain, he sucks. I highly disagree. Personally, I thought Ultron was an awesome villain, and here's why. First of all, James Spader's voice is, perfect. Honestly, his voice is just... it's perfect, in my opinion. He brings so much personality to this character, and it was honestly, every time he was on, I was like, oh yes, another Ultron scene, because you know you're gonna get something entertaining. At least that's what I took from it. Now I'll get to the jokes. Really, I didn't see him as a jokey character so much as he's just a sarcastic ass. Because really, a lot of people said he's not intimidating, he's not a threat, and to me, he's gonna wipe out humanity. I was not a threat. Really, his jokes worked for me because he was really sarcastic. He would say something like, thank you for asking me that, because I wanted to take this time to explain my evil plan. He would just go in for the kill. And I really like that, because he kind of pokes fun at typical villain cliches. That's something that Samuel L. Jackson did in Kingsman. So I really enjoyed that aspect of his character. I thought he was a badass, and what made him so threatening to me was that he was almost impossible to kill. In order to kill Ultron, you had to kill all the Ultron bots. Now, I will say that his origin and everything was a little rushed, but, I mean, that's not really entirely Whedon's fault. He wanted to do a 3-hour movie, basically. He wanted this to be a big, long, 3-hour epic. So basically the James Cameron of Marvel movies. That made no sense. The James Cameron of Marvel movies. You understood what I meant. And so, they were like, no, you can't have it that long. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have minded if this was a 3-hour movie, but the studio was like, no, let's keep it down at 2.5 hours at most, and he was like, okay. Some more new additions we got were the twins, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, played by Aaron Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen. Now, I thought that this Quicksilver was a lot different from the Quicksilver we got in X-Men Days of Future Past, which is ironic, because Evan Peters and Aaron Johnson were both in Kick-Ass. Never mind. And I thought that this version of Quicksilver was a little better, because he was more comic accurate, first of all, and I liked his arc he had in the movie, along with Scarlet Witch and Elizabeth Olsen. Regardless, though, despite their weak accents, I wasn't a fan of them. I still thought both gave great performances. I liked them in their roles, and they were likable characters by the end, and I think they were well fleshed out. Vision, played by Paul Bettany. He was a badass. I won't dive into his character too much. I'm just gonna say he was a badass. I liked how he was like the polar opposite of Ultron. A really cool character. I'm excited to see where they take him in the future. Awesome. So now let's get into familiar territory. Let's talk about the main leads. You all know Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Thor. All those great characters. I mean, it's so fun to just see them interact again. They have so many good jokes here. And the thing I like about this movie is that it doesn't take itself too seriously. I feel like DC, as much as I'm excited for Batman vs. Superman, I mean, they're going by the whole no joke rule, and I don't like that. I think that Marvel understands, like, yeah, none of this stuff makes sense, as Hawkeye says in the movie, so let's have fun with it. I did like how there were some serious aspects of the movie. I think it would have been actually a bit better if they would have gone more serious, but, you know, we have Captain America Civil War. I think Infinity War will be more serious, so, you know, we got Daredevil too. I mean, I think that Marvel is going to be taking a more serious approach after Ant-Man, so I'm not going to complain too much. What I love about this is that we get to see more of Hawkeye and the Hulk, and, you know, I feel like they got to shine for a lot of this movie. Same with Quicksilver. I felt like these three characters had a big impact on the movie, especially Hawkeye, because you learn about his character a lot more, and you realize why they kind of need him on the team. It makes him a worthy Avenger, basically, and he was funny in this movie. Jeremy Renner initially said that the character that he was in the Avengers was not the character he signed on to play. The character that he is in Age of Ultron is who he signed up to play, and he kills it as Hawkeye. I loved him in this movie. And I've always been a Jeremy Renner fan, so I guess that helped. And the Incredible Hulk, I mean, do I even have to say that Mark Ruffalo... Sorry about that. Do I even have to say that Mark Ruffalo kills it as Bruce Banner and the Hulk? I mean, the guy... I mean, I never thought anyone could fill the shoes of Edward Norton. He killed it for me. I mean, I guess I wouldn't say he couldn't be replaced, but I really felt like his character just... I felt like he was perfect as Bruce Banner. But Mark Ruffalo, I gotta say, is actually better in my opinion. Now, they go a direction with him and Black Widow where they have this romance. I wasn't too big on that. I didn't mind it. It wasn't like Oliver and Felicity in Arrow Season 3. But I don't think it was necessary. What I liked about the first Avengers is how they didn't have any pointless romance in there. I don't feel like this romance served the story in any way. I think it was just thrown in there because, oh, you know, might be an interesting pair. But it didn't really go anywhere interesting for me. Black Widow still kicks ass, though. Scarlett Johansson's perfect for the role. I want to see her get a solo movie. David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake and the writer for the X-Men movies, he has talked about wanting to do a Black Widow movie. I mean, why don't they just get Solid Snake himself to direct a Black Widow movie? For God's sake, the guy's Solid Snake. How is that not perfect? We're not here to talk about that, though. We're here to talk about the Avengers, so let's keep talking about the Avengers. Do I have to tell you that the action sequences are freaking phenomenal in this movie? I mean, Whedon knows how to craft a good, big action scene. He's not like Michael Bay where he just throws as much shit at the screen as possible. He knows how to craft a good action scene with substance in it. I mean, very little substance because it's action, but, you know, you get to see that teamwork aspect. You get those awesome camera shots of all the Avengers together. Sure, it's a bit corny, but who cares? It's an Avengers movie. He knows what the fans want. He gives us that fan service that we all crave, and, you know, it gives us those, oh, yeah, moments, you know what I mean? So, I mean, honestly, the action, there's so much of it in this movie, too, but I never felt like there was too much action. I think it was just the right amount of action for this movie. But really, it's those little character moments that drive the movie. This movie isn't meant to be some big plot-driven action movie. This isn't, you know, the Dark Knight trilogy, where really the story is what drives the movie. This is driven by its characters, and I like how he takes that approach here and doesn't try to throw our head over with this convoluted story. I think he keeping it simple, keeping it action-packed, and keeping those great character moments sprinkled in there for good measure, made for a perfectly paced action movie. And I really did feel like it was a lot different from the first Avengers movie. I mean, the first Avengers movie had good pacing as well, but the helicarrier stuff did kind of drag for a little bit. And it wasn't really a problem for me, but a lot of people had that problem. I think they took a different approach with the pacing this time, and I really liked that. I liked how they went to more locations. They changed things up a bit, and I think that really worked for the movie. And you know, it's not a perfect movie. Yeah, there are some aspects of it that are rushed, and you know, maybe it could have been a bit more serious. So it's definitely not a perfect movie. But regardless, I thought it was a little better than the first Avengers movie. This isn't my favorite Marvel movie. It's still going to be Captain America the Winter Soldier, at least until Civil War or Infinity War comes out, and they hopefully prove to be better. But this is still a really good, entertaining, and well done superhero movie. I mean, really, the only reason why I feel like people don't like this one as much is because there wasn't that huge hype surrounding it. This is the second time this has happened. This doesn't have that magic. I mean, it still kind of does, in my opinion, but it doesn't, it's not, there's nothing like the first time you see them together. But this still, I mean, despite the fact that it didn't have that going for them, they still, I mean, the writers and everything, they made it work, in my opinion. And I just thought that this story was a bit more complex. I liked how there was those serious moments still. I don't know. I think this one was a little better. I liked the opening a lot more. I liked the pacing a bit more. And the story just had me hooked a bit more. I mean, there were so many teases like Wakanda and Ulysses Claw and everything, and it gets me excited. One other thing I wasn't a big fan of, though, is there's a lot of setup for other Marvel movies, which I guess is inevitable, but sometimes, you know, I wish some of them just really felt like setup. Other than that, I thought the Avengers Age of Ultron was still a damn good movie. I would give it an A. Mostly because, yeah, I'm a comic book fan. I'm not a Marvel fan, I'm not a DC fan, I'm a comic book fan. And I'm a movie fan, and this works as a great comic book movie. It's just a great, fun action movie in general, and I love this movie. I mean, I saw it twice in theaters, and I'm definitely buying it on Blu-ray the first day. Call me a Marvel fan, fanboy, whatever. I don't care. It's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it, and I still freaking love this movie. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my, I think it's kind of a long review until I cut stuff down. Hope you enjoyed this review. I'll have reviews for The Flash Season 1, Arrow Season 3, Daredevil Season 1 coming soon. So I hope you enjoy those. I'll also be seeing Ant-Man Thursday. So pumped for that movie. It looks really fun. So yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Do all that other crap. Do whatever floats your boat.